kind of tilt it, and there is a split. I don't know if you can tell, there's a groove right there down the middle of that. You are going to thread that, kind of, and it just kind of catches until this thing clicks right against that, so where those slants line up. And there's a little click, and then you just pull out. So
yeah, we all gotta have eyewear on.
it's that gloves are.
We don't have to because we have that.
Well,
Oh, I thought you said we did.
I highly suggest goggles. That's all I can say.
Oh.
I highly suggest it. Now this heart is, all right, here's a heart, believe it or not. This one is very unique. As a matter of fact, I have never seen one with this much vessel left on it. Usually it's like that. That's all you get. So this is a very interesting one, and I'm intrigued by it. So the first thing you have to do is get your landmarks of where you are. Remember, this is a triangular shaped organ. So there's the apex, and this is the flat top. So this is superior, correct, base. So this is the apex. So it would sit something like that. Now you have to determine what is anterior and what is posterior on this structure right through here. So normally the little ears come from behind and wrap to the front. And here's one ear right there. And here's the other ear. So this will tell you the fact that this now is the posterior surface. This is the anterior. The other thing is, see here this triangular form that comes up to a peak? That is also anterior, this part right through here. So I will just tell you, because I'm looking at it right here, you also, it's sometimes kind of easy to see, there is a interventricular sulcus right here. And here you can kind of see the tan brown meat. You see all the fat, and then you see more meat here. So this is your sulcus coming down, and you can see the vessel like lying in there right there. And in real life, arteries, they shrivel up to nothing, you know, little tiny. And veins usually maintain their larger shapes. So this is the left ventricle, and this is the right ventricle over here. And this is your posterior. And nothing is like it is in a book. That's all I could tell you.
Right.
So now what you do is you have to figure out what these vessels are coming up through the top. And what I'm going to do is you can take your finger, and I am just trying to peel some of this fat. And I'm not pulling, I'm just trying to just like separate and see what comes apart and what doesn't. And so I'm taking it, I'm just seeing if I can peel structures apart. Like I said, boy, I have never seen one like this, with this much vessel attached. I'm gonna tear that part.
It's fine.
No, I just don't want the juice to pop.
So, as a matter of fact,
fine.
I'm actually going to cut this off so I can show you guys.
Yep, got slippery.
Yeah, I know.
Please don't cut off any more fingers.
I know. I would hate that. So you can see a vein, see two vessels right here. There's one right here.
Try to stick your finger in.
Yeah, that's what we're about to do. I'm trying to get to this one on the front, right here at the very front on this side is your pulmonary trunk right here. Sitting right behind it is the aorta. And usually, here we go, I found, there's the opening right here to the pulmonary trunk. So I know that this thing goes into the right side.
Pulmonary trunk.
That's what takes it to the lungs.
Yep, and so, and you know, I'm trying. If I keep trying, you can take your finger and kind of stick it down in there. And I am looking, this guy's got some fat on.
Those the three to the aorta? That one? No.
This is a branch. This is the aorta right here behind it. And usually you don't get this branch, but your branches, I cut them off. They're right there. That's what I just did. But this is your aorta, and I'm sticking my finger down in here. I'm trying to. I missed it. It's a little small. It's a little bit bigger down here. And you're welcome to cut this even more if you want. I don't think everyone's going to get this, though. Your veins are also like either buried in this. I don't really see them, but they are. Sometimes you can clearly see these little guys.
So we don't just cut the heart completely open.
You were about to. There's only one cut you make in this, and it's like a book. You're going to open it up like a book. So when you cut, you don't put your hand opposite the blade. You're not doing this. You always have this down like that. And you are starting at the apex and you're making a sawing motion. Now the ideal, and everyone's different, and as you see, these are three-dimensional and they twist in space. It would be great if you could split those chambers and valves in perfect halves. And it's okay that if you don't, and I mean, I might not this time. Sometimes students usually will do this better than I can sometimes. So what I am going to do is I don't want to start at the apex because this is a flat surface right here. This is, and I want to kind of go down in this direction, but my blade is stable here, right there, more so than this tiny thing. But I'm also looking at my anatomy. I'm looking at this vessel right here, and I'm going to try to split this, equally in half at that point. So I am taking my fingers up and above, and you see that right through there? These things are sharp, by the way. That is the sharp end. That is the dull end.
Oh, okay.
Just to let you know. I'm just going in and I'm making gentle little saw-like motions. And I'm going to come back through.
You can tell somebody I'll cut your hair.
That is weird that you say that.
The butcher.
Now, I can't get in any deeper right here.
Okay.
How you know? Because you tried.
Because the handle itself is stopping me.
It's not, okay.
Yeah, the blade is only so long.
Okay.
So I am going to come around. I already don't like my cut. I'll tell you that right now. So I am actually, going to redirect this to come a little bit more this way. Well, this guy's tough. Usually these things slice right open. Now, I am trying to open this up some where I can get my fingers in a little bit so I can see right through there, and I knew something was holding me open. I am gently I was going to show you something, but I decided I cut it instead. By the way, there's not a really wrong way to do this. If anything, this was the wrong way. The idea is to come straight into the half and go in one's cut down.
We all might be surgeons one day.
So,
Just stop.
Oop.
Search.
So here you go. This is the anterior half, and you're going to open this up like this. And the first thing I'm looking for is, see those structures right there? See these little things? I know for a fact that is chordae tendineae right there. I know on the other side of this is a ventricle. So that will tell me right away this little piece in here is going into, and if you separate this with your fingers lightly, I am opening up this ventricle right there. Right there, now my finger's in that ventricle. And you can see the valve right there that looks like little tissue paper. Sometimes these things get torn. That's the actual valve.
So much.
Yeah, that's the actual valve, and it's a little torn right here where my finger's coming through. So if you take your fingers and you do this, you will see there's the papillary muscle on that side right there. Look at the difference of how thick this wall is versus this wall.
Does that pumps to the rest of the body?
This does. This one does.
That one hurts the rest
So
of the body.
this is the left ventricle
Okay.
right through here. And I just happened to catch the vessel right here, which is probably the aorta coming right there. This is it as it's leaving. I probably cut that thing just right. Usually these valves, this is the endothelium of the chamber right here. And you can see how smooth and glass-like that is. And for instance, you can see the chordae tendineae in that valve. You can see it coming up. And if I were to cut even more so, I could probably reach that and the atrium right above that. This is all ventricle right here. So this atrium is tiny and it's sitting back here. This is where students love to just cut and dissect and pull. And I will tell you a technique in dissection is to take scissors, and you don't cut, you open up with the scissors. If there's a tissue that you're interested in separating, and I'm not seeing a good example, you can take your scissors and get it down in a crevice and then open them and it opens things up where you can like do that. You know,
Yeah, like when they get ready to do surgery.
you
To
can
see the next.
you can do things like this that will separate natural planes of where tissue is connected. So, all right. So, first thing I'm going to do is take these gloves off and load scalpels, or you can load them yourself. It's up to you. But I would definitely recommend you do this before you touch this stuff because your hands are slick.
Right.